Okay.
All right, so just hang on 1 second. I'm gonna play my little intro thing, and then we'll get rocking. Here we go.
Fuck you, no! Fuck you, no! Fuck you, no!
Who said that? Who the fuck said that? Who's the slimy little communist shit twinkle toad cocksucker down here who just signed his own death warrant?
I'm back. That's right, it's me, your friendly neighborhood Bob on the Knob, back behind the microphone to once again bring you global, independent rock and metal. Each Knobcast is 1 hour dedicated to the band that I am talking to. So sit back and relax. It's time for another Knobcast, brought to you by OFNR Studios.
Oh my god. Wait a minute. Holy shit, am I really on the air right now? Oh my god. Dude, it's been like a year since I've done anything even remotely close to what I'm fixing to do for the next hour. My name is Bob on the Knob, and indeed, I am back on the quote-unquote airwaves once again to bring you independent, global, fucking kick-ass rock and metal bands. And this week, I'm back for a very specific reason, because it's not very often that a band leaves the metal for a while and then decides we're gonna come back to the metal. So, dude, I'm so stoked because you brought me out of hiatus. Darren from fucking Korotory, everybody. What's up, brother?
What up, dude?
Dude,
how's it going?
It's fucking crazy, bro. I'm really beside myself, actually, even sitting here with a microphone in front of me, because it's been almost a year to the day, in fact, since the last time I did a Knobcast, since the last time I did any sort of broadcasting of any kind. So, it's
welcome back.
It's
we missed you.
Fucking crazy, bro. Oh, I appreciate that. So, dude, a band called Left Hand Backwards put up a Throwback Thursday today of them hanging out in the OFNR studios, and I was like, fuck, man, I really fucking miss hanging out and being on the air and talking to kick-ass bands, and it's like, fuck, I kind of need to figure out some way to bring this back somehow. And I always go through this all the time, and then my wife kicks my ass and is like, no. You're not dedicating your whole life to this again. I'm sorry.
It happens.
And so that sort of brings us to tonight, man. And you know, you say welcome back, and I say right back to you, man. I'm so stoked. We were talking right before this. I'm so stoked to hear that you guys are back, and that you know, I mean, the last show you guys ever played was Effin' Fest 9. And that was almost 3 years ago. Well, actually, over 3 years ago now.
Yeah.
So it's fucking...
It was, October 3rd, right?
Yeah.
2015.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's...
It was a monumental night.
That's pretty wild, man. That was the 9th anniversary of OFNR.
Yeah.
We just celebrated our, 12th this year? Of course, the radio station, shut down... the end of last year, September. But I keep OFNR Studios living because of situations like this. I get an opportunity to talk to a band. I fucking huge mark for you guys. I've been a fan for since 2009.
Something like that, 8 or 9.
Something like that. I get an opportunity to fucking chit chat with you for a little while, man. It definitely perks my interest and makes me go, I think I could set up my gear for a little while and chat, shoot the shit.
I appreciate that, my man. That means a lot to me.
So, I mean, for you guys to now be coming back out of retirement 3 years later, and the very first show that you guys are going to play is my fucking 40th birthday show.
Yeah. I mean, what a way to come back, huh?
That's pretty fucking epic, bro. And when you
I love that.
When you asked, like, hey, can we make that happen? I was like, wait, are you fucking with me right now? Because don't fuck with my emotions like this, man. That's not right. And you're like, no, I'm dead fucking serious. I was like, well, then let's do this like right now. Like, how do we make this happen right now? And I wanted to.
That's a funny story.
I wanted
funny
to
story. So you put that post up. Anyone would be interested, and I said possibly, and I saw you were like, huh? And then we were actually in a band meeting, putting the band back together, and we said, should we do this show? And everyone's like, yeah, that would be the perfect way to do this. And that's exactly what happened. I texted you from the meeting, or messaged you or whatever I did from the meeting.
Wow.
So
that's pretty crazy.
How's that?
That's pretty awesome, man. I'm just in awe that this is going to happen. This is going to go down January the 19th, of course, for anybody who's tuned in, 2019 at Cherry Street Station. Myself and Jeannie Anarchy from Crossing Rubicon. She also is turning 40, so we are sharing our birthday. And it's going to be a hell of a night. I mean, you guys, I've got Fear of the Masses, who are fucking awesome Connecticut local band. We got Crossing Rubicon, of course, another amazing Connecticut band. And then we've got you guys, we've got Stagger from fucking New Jersey. And then we've got Left Hand Backwards from Massachusetts. So 5 bands from 3 or 4 states. It's kind of ridiculous.
That's awesome. It's what it's supposed to be, right?
Yeah. Well,
all out amazing.
I couldn't think of any better way, personally. I was like, I'm turning 40 this year. My wife's like, well, what do you want to do? Do you want to have like a party or something? And I was like, I don't know. And then I don't know. I started thinking about it. And I'm like, really, the only way, if I'm ever going to really have a party, the only way I'm going to do it is at Cherry Street, which is my second home. And the only way I can do that is with my friends and family. And so the only way we could do that is make a show. And so that's what I fucking did. And then it turned into this snowball epic thing. And I've actually had bands were pretty upset that they couldn't get on. And it's like, listen, I've only got 5 fucking spaces, man. You know what I mean? I'd love to have everybody play personally. And I'm humbled and beyond repair that there's so many that wanted to even be a part of this. You know what I mean? I figured, I'd slip it sort of into obscurity once I left, doing the radio station thing. And it's cool to know that, I made such an impact in people's lives and that they remember and still go, yeah, this dude, fuck yeah, we'll fucking play for Knob, Yeah,
and that's exactly when we realized that we were definitely going to come back and it was going to happen. We knew it was the thing we had to do. You were the last show we did, and there's no other better way to come back than to the spot where we pretty much ended, if you will. We ended a couple weeks later, but still was, and that show was incredible. I mean, excellent response. All the bands were killer, and it was just a great night. And in all honesty, it's one of our favorite places to play. I mean, we've only played there once, but that's all it took to make that one of the best places we've ever played. And we're just so happy to be back and to play for you and everybody and play with all these killer bands. And it's going to be just phenomenal, and I can't wait.
Yeah, it's going to be an epic night of debauchery for sure. So now, I, of course, follow you personally on Facebook and have been watching and studying. You really just got Korotory back together so your son can have a band to play with, right?
Yeah, pretty much. That's it.
Dude, your kid is.
I'll take the reins with my old body for as long as I can. Maybe another 6 months, and then it's on him. Look, that kid. He's awesome, and he likes trying to be me, and I love it. It's awesome.
Well, of course.
He's really into metal. He's really into hard rock and modern rock, and I mean that's really where he's going. He plays drums. He tries to play guitar, and that's excellent. And I hope he sticks with it. And if he doesn't, oh well.
Right.
But he's just so passionate about everything. And more than that, I mean, he's really passionate about the technical side of the industry, like lighting and pyro and
right.
Like sound and everything. So,
sure.
Hey, if he takes any of those courses, instead, I'll be just as proud of him. No matter what he does, I'll be proud of him.
Absolutely.
But it's cool. And I make the joke all the time that, he'll be my replacement. And it's very well possible he will be. But, he's if he continues the path he's on, he is definitely going to be a better drummer than I'll ever be. So
right.
it's
And
cool.
and that's sort of what we want for our children, you know, is that they have the things that are better than what we had, you know, or better opportunities than we had, and better guidance than we had, you know, and that's no knock against those that guided us. It's just, you know, as we evolve as people, everything, you know, it just gets perpetually better for the next generation, you know, and worse at the same time, because, you know, you start seeing, some of the technology stuff is really kind of crazy. And, you know, I don't know, you know, it's been quite a while since we've talked. I mean, I don't know how you feel about the consumption of music these days. I sort of feel like I'm really conflicted, because I really love having my Spotify and the ability to take that library with me anywhere. It's pretty cool, without having to bring fucking 12 CD books of fucking music. You know what I mean? Like, which is what I used to do, you know? So in that regards, I fucking love it. And I love the ability to, like, sort of have that playlist everywhere. Like, I'm at home, I have my playlist. I'm at work, I can have a playlist. Anywhere. The conflict, though, is I'm an old school kid, man. I fucking love the tangibility aspect of music. I love it. I still, to this day, there's still something about buying a new album and opening it up and checking out the liner notes and checking out the CD cover. Yeah. There's something still for me, man. There's still some aspect of that really turns me on, like, in a real way. You know, not you know, just I don't know, man. There's a smell, there's a taste, it's like everything. You know. Yeah,
it's very much sensory overload, and I agree with you on the Spotify thing. It's nice to have everything so compact and wherever you want it, when you want it, how you want it, and in less bulk form. And I guess just as like a music nut junkie crazed maniac that I am, I just want it in every format I can get it. Now, I'll always be a CD guy. That's how I grew up. I love vinyl. It's awesome. It sounds better. MP3s and all that shit kind of sucks, kind of sound-wise, but you get the point. But I just want it in every single form, and I guess, you know, I'll take it however I can get it. And, you know, I would much rather it be an industry where the industry's changed so much where I feel like people kind of feel like music should be free, and it doesn't matter how the artist does things, and they don't understand that it's a business. And when you just, and I'm not saying they're stealing it, but when you just take it like that, it kind of just makes it not as, I don't know, special. And that bothers me, because, you know, us as artists, and I'll get knocked for this, and I'll take it. Us musicians as artists, right? We work real hard at our craft, right? We practice for hours, and we learn scales and rudiments and vocal runs and harmonies and all this stuff. And for it just to be like, kind of like, oh yeah, I'll just take that. It just doesn't feel right. And I feel like music's so expendable nowadays. It's like, you don't really have artists that do the 10-year runs anymore, right? I mean, I don't know that in the next 15 years, there'll be anyone around that's actually had a run longer than maybe 2 years. And that's a little sad, you know? I mean, we'll be here because, you know, we're like sharing cockroaches. Don't go away, but
well, that's just it. I mean, as a music consumer, as someone who dedicates himself to still, you know, consuming music in a real way, I'm with you 110,000%, man. I think, you know, and I've said this countless of times, and this isn't just because I'm a Metallica mark, but dude, Lars was 110% right about what was going to happen, and it happened, and it's happening now, and the thing is, like, we had this whole new legislative thing where, you know, the helping the artists and changing the way that royalties are done streaming wise and stuff, and it's like, that's great and good and all, but it's almost too late, you know. And meanwhile, the whole reason OFNR, the station, shut down was because the fucking royalty rates were astronomical. I started at $20 a month for a small webcasting license, and when I left the industry, it was over 100. I mean, that's crazy.
Wow. That's what I'm saying.
And I'm not talking about millions of listeners here. I'm talking about, 100 listeners a month, Meanwhile, Spotify will get 1 million hits on a song, and they'll pay the artist a fucking tenth, the 0.002 cents, It's like, what the fuck,
Yeah,
man?
no, you don't have to. I look at those every day, so I know exactly what that's about. I mean, you look at it like, so, we don't get like Drake hits or anything like that, or even Chimera hits or anything, but we, people stream our stuff.
Sure.
We get a couple hundred plays a day, and it's like to see like 0.0002, and you're like, what? And then like you'll read articles, and it's like, Peter Frampton made $25,000 off 1 billion streams. It's like, what?
Right.
What? That dude had the biggest selling live album of all time, became a global superstar in the heyday of the industry, killing it with all those albums sold. And that same song that's been played 2 billion times, he only made $25 grand for a year. What? That's
Right.
insane.
And I mean,
Right? So how can you? It's like, and then how can you expect to be an artist and make a living? I mean, touring alone is like $5 grand in gas, right? Just gas, not eating, not if your truck breaks down or gear or something, or just in gas. So it's like you're screwed already. So I don't know. It's baffling.
No, it is. It's mind-boggling, and it's sort of sad in a way that that's the way we're headed. I agree with what you were saying earlier, man. I think music is totally disposable. I think.
Oh yeah.
I think if you look at it from a timeline perspective, and I talked about this actually here on the station on OFNR, on official FN radio, with Jason Leckberg and Turbo from Bullspike Radio. We had a whole composium of stuff about just this, man, and it's sort of like people now absolutely feel that music should be free. There's absolutely no question about that, and unfortunately,
100%.
I don't think we're ever gonna go back to a time when that's not the case. You're gonna have people like myself and yourself. If I find an independent band, especially that I really love, I'm buying all their shit, everything.
Right.
You know what I mean?
100%.
Every fucking album, whatever they got. You got some shirts, I'll buy that shit too, because I know what it means for that band to get to the next town over to play another fucking 30 minutes, and especially especially hanging out with the locals, man. I've been on shows where we go from Connecticut down to Jersey, 3.5 hours, get there, hang out for an hour. They play for 30 minutes, and then we got to pack up and get back on the road and come back home. And it's awesome. It's a great time. It's fun. I'm not knocking the experience, but that's the reality of what a band does. Do you know what I mean? And meanwhile, none of them got paid really anything. You made enough to pay for your tolls, maybe.
Right. Yeah.
Now, if we took took those same bands and brought them to fucking Europe, dude, it would be a totally different animal.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. I had a conversation about this just yesterday. How it's just a completely different animal, and it's just ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, and another thing I could say is with all that. Now it's getting to the point, even with playing live, like. If it's not a pay to play thing, which is rough, right? So because I'm so bipolar on that. Like there's part of me that says the right show is the ultimate promotion. So if you have a promotion budget, you put it in, it works, right? So you're not going to turn down playing with like a huge band that's going to sell out, right? You can't. You can't. If you're a band and you're going to be like, fuck you, I'm not doing it, you're a little silly, because that's promotion that's well worth it, right? I'm not telling you to like a C-level band. I'm saying like an A, B, you want that. Like, you don't turn that down, right? But it's like you go to these clubs and you try to play a local show and they're like tickets, and they don't, you travel out of state and they're expecting you to play for free. And it's like, we're trying to travel and kind of not lose our fucking everything right now. Like, you got to help us out. So it's like, I think just the the whole thing is just getting weird and just like kind of selfish in some sort of way. Now, look, I'm not chastising everybody.
Of course.
There's a good chunk of people, especially like, not like the old school guys, right? I'm talking about like the new up and coming guys who are coming up and they're trying to like make their way in. And I think they're the new, as they used to call them back, the new scumbag of the day, right? And I kind of don't hate the old school scumbags as much as I do the new guys, because I feel like at least the old guys, they gave you a shot. These guys just want you to get in there and make them a ton of money and then say, see you later. So, I don't know. What do I know, right? I've only been doing this 23 years. I haven't seen nothing.
Yeah, right. Well, and that's the thing. I mean, therein lies the crazy part, even for someone like myself, who I always considered Official F and Radio very similar in a sense to a local band. You know, I would go out and grind just as much as any local band. I would, go to every show that I could, meet up with every band that I could, record sets, do whatever I could to sort of help. You know what I mean? And
well, yeah,
and a lot of times paying to get in just because I knew that money was going to the bands. Like, oh, it's $5.
Right.
What the fuck do I care? It's $5 out of my pocket. Sure, I'm working tonight, quote unquote, but I know that those bands need that money more than I do.
Right.
And so it's like, I think unless you do it, unless you're in a local band or you do something similar that kind of shows you the reality of what being in a band is really like, there's no understanding as a just a normal music consumer what it means to go out on tour. Oh, it's so glamorous. That's so... Nah, bro. We're sleeping in a fucking van. No. Driving from fucking town to town to play for 50 fucking heads, 100 heads, and when we get really great shows, 200, 300, 400, 500 heads. I mean, it's tough, man. It's fucking, and now people don't want to go out because, it's, it's expensive, and, it's so changed from when I was even, a kid, man. It was like concerts were a thing. You went to concerts. Like that's what you did.
Right. That's
just what you did. You were expected to do it. You went.
Right.
Now it's sort of like, man, and I'm fucking totally responsible for this too. I mean, I haven't been to a show in quite a while. I've got kids. I got a family. I mean, we all do, So it's sort of one of those things where it's like a double-edged sword, man. You want to be mad, but in the same breath, you're like, fuck, I understand. I fucking understand what they're going through.
Right. Right. I mean, and that, I mean, so there's that end of it. But then there's, like, again, I don't feel like there's the connection like there used to be back in the day, because even if you go to shows, there are people on their phone or filming the show on their phone, and it goes back to all those people who are like, yeah, I'll just watch it on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
You can see set lists in advance now. Remember when you go to a show and you're like, oh my God, please tell me they're going to fucking play Damage Inc. Oh my God, if they play Damage Inc., I'm going to lose my shit.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Not anymore.
Yeah.
So, they didn't play Damage Inc. for the last 3 shows. They ain't playing it. I'm pissed. It's
right.
like, what?
It's crazy, man. It's
like, yeah, it's just a whole change that I don't know. I wasn't ready for.
And I mean, look, we kind of sound like the old fogies, Man, back in my day, we used to have real music. God damn it! But I mean, the reality is,
we're the two guys from the Muppets.
You look at like time frame, right? So like, if I said to you, music from the 50s, you could probably think of something that was really like iconic for that time. Same thing for the 60s, right. 70s, 80s, 90s. No problem there. We might not agree on the band, but you could pick out something that really sort of represents that time frame. Once you get to 2000 and beyond, it starts getting a little murkier.
Right.
And it's harder to pull out those. There's still those bands, but it's a lot harder. And then once you really get closer to where we are now, which is 2018, it becomes damn near impossible to pick from the last 5 years. Pick out 2 or 3 bands that really represent 2018 or 2017 or whatever, 2010. Give me 5 bands that represent 2010. Like, you can't. It's really difficult. It's really hard. You'd really have to think about it and be like, what bands came out in 2010? Okay, those are the bands that sort of are the, It's weird.
Right.
Like, I don't know, but I just remember growing up, I knew what the 50s were, the 60s were, the 70s were. I knew what those music sounds like. You know what I mean? I knew what they represented in 80s and why hair metal was so from where we were to hair metal to Metallica to grunge. Like, I saw that whole, because that's when I grew up. I saw all that change right into the LimeWire and Napster did. I had a Napster account, man. I'm not fucking innocent here. You know, who didn't have a fucking Napster account? You know.
Mm-hmm.
So you dialed in and you tried to get some tunes. You know, because shit, man, CDs were expensive, and I think that's really what fucked everything up. I think.
Oh yeah.
I think the fact
going
that
to Tower Records destroyed everyone.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, they set that precedent with like that fucking $18.99, and you're like, what the fuck?
Well, that's just it. I mean, you know, and you're getting a disc that's sort of all right. You know what I mean? It wasn't like it was awe-inspiring a lot of the times. Sure, there are records from those eras that were stupid, ridiculously awesome. But I'm just talking from an average consumer standpoint. Shit, I can go online and get it for nothing. Sure, it's stealing and it's wrong, but I could do it. Or I can go to the local record store and pay $20 for a disc that costs 6 cents for them to make.
Right.
Like, discs should have come down to $5, $10. Make it reasonable. Make it so that people want to buy the shit. But no, the music industry slept. They slept while the door was open. They slept, and then they got mad. Fuck, we left the door open, and all these people came in and stole our shit. Yeah, well, you were fucking sleeping, man. What the fuck? Wake up and figure this out. It's not like it wasn't a surprise.
Right, yeah. No, yeah.
So, at any rate, let's take a quick little break. I want to play some fucking Korotory, get people amped up about you guys coming back. We're going to talk more about that. I went to Bandcamp, and I don't know if you guys know this, but if you go to Bandcamp and you check out Korotory, you can actually get Chapter 3, The Conquering, for free. Didn't know you knew this. It is. Fucking free. So you guys just said, fuck it, we're not even going to charge. You'd rather get the music out there. I mean, that makes total sense.
Yeah, well, that album became a debacle, because it was a full-length record, if you remember.
Right.
And then when a couple dudes left the band, it turned into this whole thing, and it's just shit I didn't want to go through. I mean, I could have fought it, I could have won, and it was like a headache. And at that time, I was on a bit of a hiatus from the band too, so I just wanted to get the thing up because people were asking about it. So we put it up. Me and Ray decided to put it up as an EP, and that's how it stayed. So.
Fuck yeah! So everybody should check out Bandcamp and check out Korotory. Darren, don't go anywhere. Of course, we'll come back. We'll finish up what we were talking about. Talk more about you guys coming back, and that sort of thing. What do you want to hear from The Conquering?
You can do Dehumanization. That's a good one.
All right. Dehumanization by Korotory. You guys are going to do what you always do right here on OFNR, and that's keep it locked. And we're going to be right back in about 5 minutes or so. So don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Darren, don't talk, because you'll talk over it.
Everyone's become enslaved and consumed. Technology has made us a walking dead, infecting our lives. The virus will spread 24/7 social media blitz. Everyone's striving to get the most hits. I turn world with limitless pretend. Never leave home without your 5,000 friends. Humanize society forevermore. How to touch humanity we can't ignore. Is this all a plan to erase mankind? Or is this just a sign of the time? What's the way is run for the
Man, there you go. Some fucking Korotory for you, man. Dehumanization after Chapter 3, The Conquering. You can get it for free at bandcamp.com and type in Korotory with a K. I've got Darren on the line from Korotory, the drummer. Some fucking brutal-ass music, man. It's so great to play it again and to realize that, like, I can get amped up that you guys are going to be fucking playing live again, man. It really makes me fucking happy.
Yeah, it's a pretty happy thing, right? Who would have thought such brutal music makes so many people happy?
It does, man. Actually, when you guys said, told me that you were all done after Effin' Fest, I let a couple people here know, and I'm like, yeah, that was the last time you could ever see them. They're like, what the fuck do you mean that's the last time we could see them? That shit was awesome. This shit was brutal as fuck. I was like, yeah, I know. What do you want me to tell you, man? It's the fucking last time you could see them. Well, now it's not. You guys can come check them out January the 19th, 2019, Cherry Street Station in Wallingford, Connecticut. Korotory triumphantly comes back to the stage that they left their stuff on, man. They like The Undertaker, they put their gear down, and they're coming back to pick it back up right where they left it, ready to rock and roll.
Yeah.
Melt faces and shit.
Yeah, it's all about face crushing at this point.
Fuck yeah, it is. Because you know what, man? We need bands like Korotory. If you guys stop, then what? How are we gonna get our brutal ass fucking music, man? And there's only so many great brutal bands out there that, do the type of shit you guys are doing.
Yeah, I guess. There's some really great new bands, but I guess as far as what we do, I guess there's
Well, and to have that old school mentality, man. That's so key. Like, we need elder statesmen in the scene of independent, global independent metal and rock. We need those older statesmen, people who have seen the pre-MySpace era, the MySpace era, and beyond. You know what I mean? Because we all saw all that. We saw that whole evolution of media changing, and what we were talking about before the music break was how digital music has now become music and digital, or music and computers, has now become one thing, and it's never going back. Sure, vinyl is having a huge resurgence, and everybody loves buying vinyl, but you can't bring vinyl in the car. You just can't. They just haven't made that technology yet. And
not yet, but I'm sure someone's going to work on that.
And I'm sure somebody probably has done it, but like, being practical, that's just not practical.
Yeah.
So I can't bitch about it. I just kind of have to accept that that's the way it is, and then have to do something to make sure that others are finding great music, and so that's why I continue to do what I've been doing, and it feels so fucking good to be back on the microphone, man, and especially to be talking to you and talking about this, and you guys coming back sort of brought me back out of my little hiatus, hidey hole. And it's cool, It feels kind of nice to be sitting behind a microphone, talking to a band like yourself about music and fucking metal and brutality, and listening to some brutal ass music, and it's kind of therapeutic, actually.
Yeah, that's how I feel about it. So look, it's your passion and you love it and you've been doing it for so long. It's just when you stop doing it, you get that, I call it the crazy brain, right? But the second you're back in and you're doing it, it's like everything changes. And yeah, man, I'm so happy that you're doing this right now, and that you're having that show, and that we're back, and it's just kind of come full circle. So.
It's so cool, man. It is pretty wild, and again, I am fucking honored as fuck to have you guys be playing that birthday show. You only get to turn 40 once, and to have a band that I've been following, damn near a decade, come play and come out of retirement and play back at Cherry Street Station, and obviously that's just the first of fucking many shows. Book Korotory, book them now, book them, get them on your show too. Your friends will fucking thank you for it. They'll be like, Jesus Christ, where did you find these guys? They are fucking awesome. That's what I fucking said the first time I heard it. And that's what my friends say.
Yeah.
So.
I appreciate that, man. You've always been really good to us. And again, it's like, it's not every day that, you get to do so. Well, so 23 years, right? That's where we're at. This is year 23. By the time we play that show, we're entering 24.
Right.
Imagine that, right? Like almost two and a half decades, right?
Right.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And if the run continues, right, and we could hit 30, that'd be ridiculous. That's just all like, it's just the shit I've been thinking about like the last couple of days because there's just been a lot of stuff going on. And it's just like 23 years as a band with, a couple of hiatuses, right? But still, other bands have done that.
Sure.
No big deal. It still counts, whatever.
Sometimes you have to take a step back.
And you're like, and you just look at it and you say to yourself, like, if we hit 30, that's nuts, right?
Yeah.
But then I think, and then my other brain hits, and it's like, yeah, but 30 years and you didn't make it, right? It's like, right? So we do what we do, right? We have a blast, right? So, and that's all we care about. Our biggest thing is spreading the metal, carrying that flag, which we have for 23 years, man. We're that band. We never sold out. We never changed. We were this band from day one. Vocal style changed a little bit because the growls were killing Ray, but other than that, we were always this heavy. We always got heavier, and we're just honored that anybody gave us 5 minutes, whether it was 23 years ago, whether it's today, gave us a shot, and if they liked it, amazing. If they didn't like it, awesome. If you're in the middle, pick a side. So, yeah, so it feels good. It feels great to be back. We're really psyched. We're working on new stuff, so we got new material coming. It's just a good time to be this band.
Fuck yeah. So that was going to be a question of mine. I mean, have you guys gotten together as a collective and played some tunage? I mean, how did that feel? That must have been.
Oh yeah, I mean, we're in complete rehearsal mode. You got to understand, like, we are so determined to walk on that stage and be 20 times more destructive than we were last time.
Holy fuck.
Right? So it's not just the fact that we walked up there last time and did what we did. Now we have to beat it times 20, right? Because I've said it numerous times over the past couple of weeks. There's a lot of bands will claim this is their year, we're taking over. We're not taking over. We're setting a declaration of war and saying we're going to decimate planet Earth. We're not taking over. We have a lot of stuff that we need to say, get it off our chest, and let people know that we may be some old dogs, but we got some incredibly new tricks that we're going to just slam your face with.
Nice. And
that's it. And it's not an ego thing. It's just who we are. We just want to make the heaviest, most crushing, angry music for people to release all their whatever, all their pain, all their suffering, all their anger, whatever it is. We want to be your soundtrack, and that's all we've ever wanted to be. And hopefully, we have all that, but we kind of try to spin a little positivity in our lyrics. So maybe it'll inspire somebody. Maybe it'll save somebody's life. I don't know. But if we could be that band for somebody, excellent. And that's all we ever try to do. Just write the best music we can and then perform it better live than you ever could on a record. Because that's what we've always been told. Right? I feel like your album's incredible, but dude, you guys are way better live. And that's incredible that, because, with a record, there's, edits and this and that, and the live, it's just you, and if you fuck up, you fuck up. And we always try to be a machine and do what we do. And that's what we take pride in. So come January 19th, 2019, you guys better be ready because we're coming.
And yeah, I think I kind of have like a semi-chub right now because I'm totally stoked. Cool. It's gonna be dope, man. I can't. If you're saying it's gonna be more brutal than the last time I saw you, the last time I saw you, you guys fucking threw down. That was no fucking joke that night, man. You guys definitely tore the place apart. So people should be definitely ready for this fucking show. It's a $5 show. I mean, where else the fuck are you gonna see 5 amazing bands for $5 fucking dollars? You got, like I said,
Brian, you gotta look at. I mean, think about it. You're paying $1 a band.
Yeah, and these are bands from 4 fucking states, plus Connecticut. So it's like,
right.
Come on, man. You got Fear the Masses and Crossing Rubicon from Connecticut. You got Stagger from New Jersey. You got Left Hand Backwards from Massachusetts and Connecticut. And then we got you guys from Long Island. So, I mean, it's like, we got it covered, man. It's going to be a great night of metal and music and debauchery and birthday shenanigans. I turned 40 and Jeannie Anarchy from Crossing Rubicon turns 40. And, you know, the Anarchies are super awesome folk. Some of my dearest friends, both Scotty and Jeannie. So, you know, to have Crossing Rubicon on that bill and to have my fucking dear friends from Fear the Masses. And, man, it's going to be a fucking good night. And I'm really excited and I cannot wait for it to be January. And it's like, my kids are like, you know, because I'm always like, January. They're like, Dad, it's December. We got to get to Christmas, man. That's important to us. And I'm like, nah, January. Because that is the best birthday present I could ever fucking think of, is to have these 5 bands play at this one place called Cherry Street and celebrate with me. And it's going to be so fucking awesome to see you guys back, destroying faces, kicking asses.
Yeah.
It's going to be pretty incredible. So,
right. I mean, and to not only that, what a great cross section of bands, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's not like just it's going to be stale, right? You know how it can be stale because it's just too much of the same thing? It's just such a great cross-section of killer fucking bands. Bands that'll just pummel you sonically, right?
And you're going to walk away.
What a great night it's going to be.
You're going to walk away from each one of these bands and go, Jesus Christ, why aren't they signed? Why aren't they signed? Why the fuck aren't they signed? Why aren't they signed? And, you know, if I had my druthers and I had $1 million, man, that's I think what I would do is to, you know, grab up all these great local bands, because there's so many that are super talented, and they can't be bands like bands were in the past. You know what I mean? These are people that have 9-to-5 jobs and families.
Yeah.
And go out on the weekend and call them weekend warriors if you wanna, but dude, they destroy more sonically than some of the national acts I've seen by far. There are definitely bands that I've gone, yo, this is way better than any fucking signed band out there. No question. It's just insane.
Yeah, no, I've been there.
It's just insane to me that still, to this day, there are bands that I just floor me, man. That I'm like, God damn it! Not only do I know these people, but they're like, I don't want to say normal people, because even Metallica's normal people, but you know what I mean. Like, you get to that status where it's like, God, that's a person like you just bow down to, that just can shred or can drum like a motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like the drummer from Continuum or Chaotic. That dude, Darren Yardley, dude, that dude is fucking a machine, dude. It's insane. Yeah. You listen to Chaotic, you listen to the fucking blast beats on that album, on their most recent record, and it's like, a dude did that? It's like, holy fuck balls. And I've seen him do it live. Like, he played Continuum and then Chaotic, like, back to back, and it's like, holy shit, man. Or you know, the riffage from this band, or whatever. It's just crazy, man, that... And that's what always turned me on from doing this and going to shows and finding bands like Korotory and bands, you know, that are fucking incredible, but you're only going to see them if you get out there, if you go to a show and actually support your local scene. You know, you'll spend fucking $300 to go sit on the lawn somewhere and watch fucking a TV with, you know, some dude lip syncing to a fucking backing track, but you won't spend the $5 to come out to a local show. It baffles me. It baffles me. Just because you don't know it.
Yeah.
You're going to find bands that you fucking not only love, but then you can actually have a beer with afterwards. You know what I mean? Or beforehand or whatever.
Yeah, no, I'm 100% agreement, man. It's ridiculous. But, I mean, the best thing you could do is support newer bands and give them a shot, because Metallica was a local, Pantera was a local, Slayer was a local, you know, whoever, Godsmack was a local, whoever you love, Slipknot was a local.
Right.
You know, all these bands that have achieved this massive worldwide success, they all were local bands, and someone gave them a shot, and they did it.
Right.
So it's just a matter of giving some other bands that same opportunity to try to live live their dream and to have, a fan base and stuff. So, get back to the experience, people, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
live a little.
Put the
Enjoy it.
Put the phones down. Nobody wants to hear the shitty fucking audio from your shit iPhone. Anyway, that little microphone is never going to pick up the sonic fucking vibrations of a metal show. It's just not going to happen. They sound terrible.
Yeah, no way.
It's just disgusting. It sounds awful. Like, I go with professional equipment and sometimes come back and go, God, that sounds bad. And I'm talking professional fucking gear. This is not like some rinky-dink little... I don't care you spend $1,000 on your iPhone or not. It doesn't matter. That little microphone's not picking up a fucking metal band. Sorry.
Yeah.
It takes... You need some sonic-ass fucking precision instruments to do that shit. Because that's going to just blow out that tiny little speaker. Forget about it.
Yeah.
Put your phone down and watch the band. And be there. Actually be there. Like, physically, mentally, emotionally. Fucking actually... I miss those days when people actually were there, whether it's at a show or just in general living, man. I do miss that very much. You go to a restaurant or something, man, you look around, it's pretty fucking pathetic.
Yeah, no, I say it all the time, man. It's a totally different world, and it's just bizarre to me that, you can go out to dinner and with, like, you see a family, and there's no conversation. Everyone's locked on a phone or a tablet or something, and then the food comes, and they don't talk because they're eating, and then the second they're done eating, it's back to the phone, and it's just like, it's crazy. But I guess that's the times we live.
Yeah, you just got to rise above it, man, and try at least to, my kids have screen time too, I mean, I'm not a perfect parent, but there is a matter of discipline for myself to say, okay, guys, we got to shut these off and let's go outside. Let's go do something.
Right.
Because it's really super easy to just be like, fuck it. Go ahead, do whatever. Be on that screen. You're not in my hair. You're doing great in school, whatever. It's easier. Yeah, It's easier to just let them have a screen and let them watch whatever and do whatever, but it's far more satisfying to actually put your screen down for 5 minutes a day or 10 minutes a day or half an hour a day or an hour a day, whatever it is, and spend some quality time with the people that you love. It is very strange to me as well that this is where we are at. And again, there's nothing we can do, you or I, to change this.
Right.
We can only be the old guys. Man, back in that day, God damn it, we talked to each other. Didn't send emojis.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, it's just making for yourself the better choices, and that's it, and that's all you can ever do. So that's what I try to do. No one's perfect, but we try our best, and we that's it.
And again, if father to father, man, you do the best you can to try to teach your children not only that, okay, this is the way it is, but this is the way it was, and you should and to respect that sort of culture too, because from that spawned all this insanity, and it's you wonder where 10, 20 years from now, where we're going to be sitting, when I turn 60 and I really am, what are we going to be looking at, man? Because technology is just on a mad tear of insanity, You look back in 1985, a Radio Shack ad and had like 2 pages worth of shit, and all those 2 pages now can fit in one little square device that fits in my pocket.
Yeah, crazy, right?
Nuts, dude. Totally nuts. Anyway, look, we spent a lot of time talking about a whole lot of nonsense, and I think the most important thing is that Korotory has returned. They are coming back out to slam faces and destroy things with their music, and I'm fucking so very excited that you guys picked my birthday show to be the first show back, that you're going to come to Cherry Street and pick up the mantle right where you left it, man. We kept it warm for you, shined it up nice every couple nights, make sure that it was ready for you guys to pick it up. So it's ready for you guys January the 19th to just pick right back up where you left off and take that torch and start kicking asses and taking names again. And I'm so fucking thankful and excited that we get to see you guys as fans on January 19th, 2019 at Cherry Street Station for Gene and Knob go to their 40s. Darren, it's always a pleasure, bro.
I really love talking with you and following you on Facebook and all your positivity really helps. So
Yeah, man.
I'm sure I'm not the only one who feels that way. So thanks for being that positive piece every now and again. I see those messages and I'm like, yeah, you know what? It isn't so bad all the time.
Yeah. You just gotta, look, nobody's perfect. Everyone has their good and bad days, but you just gotta remember that if you just keep on trucking, you'll make it. And if you just keep going, never stop, never give up. I mean, it's very John Cena, I know, but look, it's the absolute truth. I take it from me. I lived through a lot of stuff, and I use that stuff all the time to keep me going. And I try to just keep people's heads above water. That's all I want to do. If it helps you, great. If you think it's just rubbish, just scroll on by. But it helps me every day. Want to just continue on this wonderful path of life. And I'm not going to sermon anybody. I'm not a religious guy. It's just an inner strength thing, and I love it, and it just keeps me going. And I just want people to keep going and never give up and achieve their dreams and their goals. And you can do it. And I believe in everybody and everything. So
fuck yeah.
If you're listening to this, just keep going. No matter how bad it gets, it will get better. I guarantee it. I've lived through hell, and I will tell you, I've gotten straight out of it just by believing and never giving up. So
fuck yeah.
Just keep going. And then on the other side of that, man, Bob, dude, thank you for everything you've ever done for Korotory. Thank you for all your support and for giving us the chance to come back and play this show. You have no idea what that means to us. It's very special to us. I mean, we could say what we want all we want, but for us to leave that stage the way we did and have the opportunity to come back to that same stage to reignite the fire, it's special, and we owe you a lot. We thank you, and you've been amazing to us, and we will always be brothers no matter what. So thank you again, my friend.
I totally 100% agree. And it's been awesome. You kind of awakened a little bit of fire in me to do this more regularly than I've been, which is a year ago. I hope you guys have enjoyed our Knobcast this evening, or whenever you listen to it, because it's on YouTube, so you can listen to it whenever. And our ramblings on music and music consumption and Korotory and all things Korotory. Check them out on Facebook. Check them out on Bandcamp. Check them out everywhere online that they are, because I'm sure they're all over the goddamn place. Like everybody else. You know how to use the computer. Probably. I don't have to fucking tell you guys. You guys are hip and cool and know. I hope. Because if not, then I don't know how the fuck you came across this particular podcast. But I'm glad you did, and I'm glad you tuned in. We are going to leave you once again with a Korotory song, and I think it's only appropriate after all our conversation to play Rise. Because that is what you must do each and every day. You must rise to the occasion of living and do it to the best of your ability each and every day, even if you don't want to. Especially when you don't want to. Darren, it's always a pleasure, brother. I cannot wait for fucking January the 19th. Thank you so much. Everybody who's tuned into this, check out all our other videos and stuff. Hit that subscribe button and keep it locked, because I've been adding a whole slew of old school OFNR stuff from years past that is just awesome. So go check all that out. If you want free music, go to OFNRforever.com. There are 3 different full-length albums chock full of fucking independent bands from all over the world, including one whole disc of special, only heard here OFNR acoustic special stuff that you can only get from us, from our studio. So go check that shit out at OFNRforever.com. We are out of time, and I am out of here. Thank you, Darren. Thank you, Korotory. And keep it locked to OFNR forever. Peace.
Sure.
Later, bro.
All right, man. Take it easy.
Government has led us to our demise, tearing us apart.